Welcome to Unhinged Magi!
Great episode for you guys today.
It's going to be fantastic.
Should you disagree with people?
No, you should always agree with them.
Should you disagree with them? But what if they're famous though?
Always agree with them.
Well, what if they're famous and they're also respected? Should you disagree with them?
Always agree with them.
Always agree. Okay, so that is really the topic of this video. And actually, we sparked on the idea because we did a video just a little while ago, and we should actually link it right now.
Exactly.
We did a video a little while ago where we were posting what Luis Scott Vargas had said for the 5 most overrated cards in, I think he said Vintage Cube.
Vintage Cube.
And we actually disagreed with 4 of those cards on his list.
We did.
And there was a lot of comments down below where people were saying like, hey, you should just go with what this guy said. He's a Hall of Famer. He is a very respected player. Very true points.
Very true points.
But we still disagree.
Exactly. Wholeheartedly.
And so this is actually, that's kind of what this video is about. Now it's an interesting thing, and maybe some people might not think this deserves an actual video. I actually think it does though.
Yeah, exactly. Because some people do think that they should never disagree with someone who is actually, well, considered an expert in their field, or considered an expert at what they do, or maybe they just have, well, more experience.
Yep. Now I think part of the thing that people miss about disagreeing is it's not, disagreeing unto itself isn't an insult, but based on how you do it actually is. If I came in and said, no, I think you're wrong and you're a jerk.
Yeah, I would consider that an insult.
Yeah, that's not the same thing as saying, I'm not sure it exactly works like that. You know, we might need to look into that a bit more.
Yeah.
Not the same thing, right?
And I don't think we came at it as, man, he's a dum-dum for doing this.
Oh yeah, not at all. I actually have a lot of respect for LSV. I think he's actually a fantastic player. And I'm extremely glad that he's done so well with the Channel Fireball business and everything.
Yeah, I'm really certain that he's way better at Magic the Gathering than I am.
Yeah. Very, very likely he's way better than both of us put together at Magic. And yet, I still disagree with what he actually said. Now,
and I think we can disagree, regardless.
Now, another important thing about disagreeing sometimes is sometimes the best way you're going to have a discussion that leads to learning on either side is by putting that disagreement respectfully out there and then having that discussion with people. Now let's say that perhaps he's right. If he was actually right in what he said, and we make a video saying, well, we disagree, and then a bunch of other people, which we did, then a bunch of people reply and say, well, here's what we think that you missed. What if we discover that we were the ones that were actually wrong? But if
then we become more knowledgeable.
Exactly, which is a good thing. As long as we were respectful towards him and the people who respond to us are respectful towards us, that's actually a great process.
And to prove that point, in business, 99% of the time, if there's no conflict in the meeting of what should be and what should not be done, then the product usually sucks. Too many yes men and not enough people going, I don't think that's quite right.
Yep.
It usually makes the product fail. But if you have the conflict, then things get worked out before implementation, and then everything kind of works well together.
And sometimes, and even through that disagreement, maybe you don't even necessarily disagree, but you think that there's dangers or there's risks, and you have to actually bring those to the table and say, hey, you know what? Kevin over here suggested that we do this thing this way. I actually agree that's very likely the right way, but you know what? There's a chance it's not. And so therefore, here's maybe 5 things that we need to look into to make sure that we're not all making a bad assumption here, right?
Exactly.
And I've just experienced that at work many times, even recently, where we have to actually not even necessarily disagree on something, but there has to be somebody in the room to say, hold on, we need to verify these things we're all assuming is fact.
Exactly. And in any kind of job implementation, that should always be in the forefront of everybody's mind. What if we're wrong? Maybe we need to investigate it. Instead of, okay, we all know what we're doing, we're good.
Yep. Now, also, I'm going to speak, I'll tell you guys the straight truth. There's people on my channel, Edwin the Magic Engineer, that sometimes I would state something, and they would reply and they would attack me or flame me. And so I would usually slap those guys back a little bit, but I want to be clear on something for anyone who missed it. I'm never going to be upset or bothered at somebody who actually is just discussing a subject with me or pointing out somewhere where I made an error. The only times I ever got like rude back to the other guy is when they came in and said, "You're such an idiot," or "You're a liar," like they attack your character. That's a whole different ballgame, right? Coming in and saying I'm wrong is perfectly fine. Maybe I am. But coming in and saying you're a liar, that is not the same thing.
That's true. Insulting people is really not the way to go to have any kind of discussion.
Yep.
Attacking a person's character versus their knowledge base is not a disagreeing. That's just being insanely rude.
And what if I actually was wrong and they actually were right, but just based on the way that they came into the discussion, I think you're a liar and a manipulator and you only did this for money and blah, 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 all the keyboard hate things. I'm going to be that much less likely to even listen to what that person said because they were so rude.
Usually I just think they're 13.
Yeah, that's probably the case.
Yeah.
And don't even have any awareness of how rude it is, how they sound.
In fact, on my channel there was one person who commented. And some people do, you can click and see if they've posted anything, and sure enough, he was a 9-year-old boy.
Oh, jeez. You know what I started doing like more recently on like some of my videos, and sometimes even on Unhinged Magi, is like when people come in and they disagree with us, like I'll like reply to them and we'll discuss and we'll see where it goes. But when people come in and it's just like flames through the keyboard, now these days I'll just be like, delete.
Yeah.
It's just like, don't need that. Don't need that negativity on the channel. Just boop, gone.
I have no problem when I'm wrong. I'm
Yeah.
usually wrong. It's a fun thing.
Yeah, being wrong is perfectly fine. Just be respectful about it. So anyways, yeah, I still actually adamantly believe that those disagreements that we had with LSV's list of the top 5 most overrated cards, I do in fact still think he is deadly wrong. You know, Library of Alexandria is a crazy good card, and Mind Twist is crazy good. And I'm just not going to agree with them being overrated.
But what do you think about people, not just LSV?
Sure.
Okay. Let's say anyone that you consider of high level, maybe Talarian, Rudy, anyone that is a high level individual kind of thing of knowledge of magic, wealth of knowledge, even Tavis King. Of course, I would never argue with Tavis about
I don't think
anything
I've ever argued with Tavis on anything.
Actually, I haven't either. I just ask him.
I'm willing to, but I just never had a reason because I think he's always been right.
Yeah, usually he just explains it how it is.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyways, maybe Tavis someday will be wrong.
Someday. I bet if we ask his wife, she'll probably tell us.
Yeah, actually.
Here's all the places.
Here's the list he's been wrong.
She'll be like, "We're about the list. Let's grab number 42."
No one can be right all the time. But you see, would you be able to disagree with someone that you've highly respected or thought they were a genius in their field? Or if you thought they were wrong, would you just let them be wrong?
I'd actually hope that you go ahead and disagree with them, but do it respectfully.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be the hope.
Better. So anyways, that's it. Yeah, we just wanted to like talk about that a little bit, get some feedback, hear what you guys
Have you ever
actually
disagreed with somebody that's you believe in your mind is higher knowledge or have a better understanding of what's going on? That's another question.
Well, that's exactly what I did for LSV.
Well, I know.
I think his knowledge definitely trumps mine, but I disagreed with him just the same.
I'm asking them.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, what do you guys think?
Not us. All right. I suppose that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, guys, for.
Okay.
Should I lead off on this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I can't say his name correctly.
Okay. Luis Scott Vargas. No, I just put water in my hair.
I took droplets of water on your face.
I took my hat off, so I wet my hair down and then put gel in it real quick.
See, if I wet my hair down, it still sticks up. My hair's too short.
Oh.
That's why it keeps sticking up.
Yeah, LSV,
like
Luis
fluffy.
Scott Vargas.
It drives me nuts now because I got a bad haircut.
Is it bad?
Yeah, because it pops up in the back. It pops up right here on top of my head.
Have you tried gel?
I've tried to.
Doesn't do it, huh?
Well, it does it for a little while, and then it sticks out like a porcupine.
If you just let it grow longer, then.
Yeah, then it'll fix itself.
Yeah. Okay. So ready?
It's not like I'd ever sue anybody for a haircut.
We're actually recording this whole time, aren't we?
Oh, God.
This would be an interesting outtake.
Actually, I'll leave it in. I have no problem.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1.